Hey everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people. It's W-O-R-I-M-I. Welcome to you, your guides, my guides in the universal energies. Entertainment only for you senses out there, whether you be bots or people. What I want to have a look at, I forgot to do it at the end of the last reading. I said I would, but I forgot to. The plane that went down in, let me just pause and Google it, hang on. Okay, the plane that crashed in eastern Russia about 4 days ago, I believe 42 people were killed instantly. It was an older plane, 50 years old, an Andoff, whatever it was, 24 or whatever it was. Reports have come out saying that there were a couple of fairly high railway workers on board, but I just want to have a bit of a look. For some reason, I'm actually getting drawn to, there's crashes sadly all over the place. Yeah, they're covering something up here. I want to ask was there someone important on board? Now, one would think the moneyed elites would be using their own planes. I believe it was flying in those eastern provinces around the border of Mongolia and all the rest of it. But I just want to have a look because something won't let me go in regards to this, and I forgot to ask my guides while I was in the shower this morning. But I'm getting it. There's something that is not being revealed here. So show me, was there somebody? I haven't got anything written down. I just did the quickest glance. There hasn't been any more news since 4 days ago. But was there somebody of import on that plane? Now remember that a couple of weeks ago, was it? They basically the Kremlin and the etc. fled from Moscow and headed east into the mountains. Yeah, fled from Moscow and headed east into the mountains. The chariot, is it someone from the military? Thought they would have bought a military flight. Let's have a look. Who was there? Someone of import on that plane? Was there someone of import on that plane? Right, they've thrown out this card to me. Aside from the fact that they said the military, with that chariot card, could also simply have been transport because there's no aeroplanes in the Rider-Waite Smith deck. If you're wondering what deck I'm using, it's this one. But it could have simply have meant the aeroplane, the transport. So we've got this card here, the abuse of power, the betrayal, the win at any cost, the walking away from someone who's lying and deceiving. It's also the self-sabotage card as well. So, okay, was it someone of import? Some sort of agreement that was made? I'm going to say yes. It really feels like there was some sort of agreement here. It could be unbalanced. You've got this figure here reaching for this person's cup. And you've got this walking away betrayal card. So was there someone of import on board? You've got the Knight of Swords, the rash knee-jerk taking of action. Someone was going to tell. I'm feeling like, this is going to sound really bizarre and I do apologize. I feel like there was like, not a butler. What's the one that does the clothes and dresses you and valet? It feels like there was a valet or something on board. Someone not important enough, but who knew secrets. Who worked for the devil? I'm going to say yes. Who worked for the devil? I'm going to say yes, there was. There was somebody who had... Okay, this sounds really bizarre. The vision I am getting when I'm throwing these cards is of somebody in sort of it's not butler, it feels like valet position, throwing a spat and saying to somebody else of a similar position, I've had enough, I'm done, and leaving. And the person that they said it to went and told. This is my feels for it. This is the vision I'm getting. Is that somebody in a minor position but knew all the secrets, knew what was really going on, had thrown in the towel and therefore had to be removed before they told anyone. That's what I'm getting. This is why I'm feeling I'm really drawn to this crash. So crowning this reading, trying to keep something hidden, trying to keep secrets hidden, documents hidden perhaps, or simply information hidden, trying to hold on. The immediate future, the justice card, actions that have consequences, the scales of truth being weighed, and it could be injustice, misjustice, but the scales being weighed and found wanting. It almost feels like somebody was going to tell the truth about what's really going on inside the upper echelons of Russia. Yeah, betrayal. The betrayal card with the Three of Swords. The rash action, the betrayal. This person, whoever they were, was betrayed, but they too were going to betray. They knew. They knew everything, and they were trying to get away and get this information out. The risk of this information. I'm not getting that their plan was to tell anything. I'm not getting that would have been the Page of Wands. It wasn't their plan to tell, but they knew, and whomever did this couldn't take the risk. Wow. Okay. Holy crumbs. Yes. The hopes and fears that they would tell. I just said the Page of Swords, the Page of Wands. Here's the Page of Wands. If they had taken this, if they had left with the intention of telling, the Page of Wands would be here, but it's not. It's here. It's in the hopes and fears. Whomever, they couldn't take the risk of this person telling because they knew. Oh, crumbs. Here's the outcome, the Chariot card. Is that the airline flight, the gift from the past, perhaps had been with whomever it was for a long time. But you've got the figure here walking away as well. This could also be a gift of, I'm just going to say, a boom advice, a device being given from one person to another as this person is walking away, or it could simply be tattling in exchange for gifts, being an informant. Oh, man. And then we've got the Queen of Pentacles, contemplating what they have to do. Their back was up against the wall. They had to make a decision quickly about what path they took, and they took a rash path. Somebody was paid to do this, or perhaps their family was paid to bring this, to bring death. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. It feels like, I mean, it was a valet it was somebody. I'm just getting, I don't know if anybody can get the passenger list of that flight. I'm sure it's not been released, but that's what I'm feeling, and that's what the cards are telling me, is that there was somebody on that flight who was close to and knew the information that whomever was not prepared for it to get out, and it may be information about the fact that the Putin figure has already passed. It might have been about who is really in control of the Kremlin. It could be any number of things. I'm just putting that out there. It's if anybody has any information, please email me. It's in the ... more section. Let me know. Okay, entertainment only. Catch you shortly. Bye-bye.